Welcome back to the podcast Catch It, A New Perception. My name is Katuk. I think about the time of year that it is presently right now in the state I live in, which sometimes has some pretty harsh winters, as we come upon spring, a new season, the spring equinox. As we come upon this time of year, it reminds me it's time to renew who I am. I don't need to reinvent myself. I have begun to get to know my higher self. It's not about an all-new change. It's about being able to continue to change. I had a conversation recently with someone at work, and the conversation went two different directions. He acted as if it was going one direction, and I thought I was talking way more global or universal rather than a specific plot of land or place. What I realized after that conversation is that I have much to learn. I have much growing to do. And the one thing that came out of it more than anything else, as soon as I think I'm good at something, I can't get any better at it. So I don't know that I want to think that I'm all that good at my job. I want to believe that I can get better at the work that I do. I don't want to believe that these podcasts are all that great. I want to believe that they can get better. Everything I do in my life should be able to get better than what it is today or what it was yesterday. There's no reason I should be satisfied that it's good enough. I should, of course, be satisfied that it's better than what it was, because hopefully it's better than what it was if it's this podcast when it first started, if it's the job that I'm doing on a daily basis, 40 hours a week. I hope that I'm better than when I started, or even better than I was 10 years ago. I want to continue to grow. I want to continue to change. As the equinox comes upon us, it reminds me it's time for a change. I will make certain changes in my life, as I often do this time of year, which consists of different things. Some people notice them, some people don't. Then there's other things that are not necessarily for people to notice, although they may, in the long run, see that I'm continuing to change. It's more of an internal work of art, if you will. It's about me changing something, not about you noticing it. It's about me being different with me, not me acting as if I'm different with you, not pretending or doing it because you should see that I'm different. It's not about that. I want to change so that I know I'm continuing to grow. As I become an elder in this lifetime, I understand that there's certain things I look at, and I believe that I may even, in certain people's eyes, be old or getting old because of the way that I see certain things. And then on the other hand, maybe with the music that I listen to, maybe I'm not all that old, because an album that just came out recently, I think maybe one of the best albums I've heard, one of my favorite albums, and it just came out. Yes, I listen to somewhat of the same genres of music I've always listened to, and they also continue to change. I listen to more genres of music. I continue to open my mind. I will continue to see things different. If I only see what's in front of me, and I think that I can change that, I'm missing things that are behind me. I'm missing things that are next to me. Are you aware of the people that you walk with? Are you conscious of them? Are you grateful for them? Or do you take them for granted? Do you take the people closest to you for granted? If you're not grateful for them, chances are you do. If you are grateful for them, chances are you don't take them for granted. If you have a place of worship, whether it's a temple, a synagogue, a sacred circle of some sort, whether you live tribal or whatever type of spirituality you may walk with, do you take that for granted? Or are you grateful to have a place to worship? A place to be able to sit with others? A place for that sacred ceremony? And that sacred ceremony could be any number of spiritual journeys. And speaking of journeys, and the journey that we take, I believe that each one of us will take our own journey in this lifetime. My dad's younger brother just embarked on the longest journey he will take as he ends this lifetime. And it's an individual journey. It's one that we will all take alone. I look forward to the day I'm able to do it. I have probably spoke of this before. It reminded me of a conversation I had with the man at my work last night who didn't understand the bigger picture I was talking about, or didn't appear to. And as we spoke a few minutes later, it appeared he still couldn't comprehend what I was saying, or didn't comprehend, maybe could have, and just didn't. And what it reminded me of is a conversation I had with someone when I was speaking of death. And as the conversation finished, he said, "I'd love to speak to you more. I love your perception of life." I think he got the bigger picture. He could see broad strokes of the conversation. He didn't pigeonhole it into defining certain words that I was using. I like that. I need more of that in my life. Maybe he said that for my benefit. So I stopped pigeonholing conversations, terminology, and words that people use. When someone is celebrating the end of something, whether it's the end of life or whether it's the end of a job or whether it's the end of something, do they realize that what is on the other side is greater? Do the people around this person understand that what's on the other side of it is better, maybe bigger? As we end this season of the podcast, this is the 13th episode of season 5, and this will be the last episode of this season. The next one will be the beginning of season 6. What does it mean to you to end something? Is it like that seed that has to die so something can grow? Nothing that is planted can grow until that seed dies, that it germinates from. I say nothing. We know that nothing, always, never, should not be used by a guy like me because I don't have the belief of that. Generally speaking, when you plant a seed, it must die for something to grow. That is probably a more accurate statement. And when I say die, therefore, I'm speaking of a different terminology than other types of death, possibly. Maybe it's a lot the same. Maybe I understand so little. Maybe more will be revealed through conversations with you in the future. Maybe more will be revealed when I can listen more than I speak. I don't have that opportunity on this podcast. It's something that I talk myself through each week. Maybe I need to listen more deeply. Maybe I need more change in my life. Maybe I need to end something so something new has a chance for a beginning. I don't have any answers. I seek through experience. I seek through you. I seek through the search, the journey, whatever terminology you may use. It's the journey itself that is the ride. It's the journey itself. It's not the ending of a season. It's not the beginning of a new season. It's not because spring is here. It's not because winter is ending. It's not because of any of that that makes it wonderful. It's the journey of the day itself. To appreciate today, to not take today for granted, to be grateful for the breath of life today, to be grateful for the people in my life. I recently had a conversation with one of my biological brothers, and he didn't care for some decisions that I wanted to make moving forward with certain things that may affect people in the family as a whole. And I got back to him and I said, I don't need to do anything with it. I'm good. Now I'd like to carry that idea out that I don't need to do anything. I can be good not making a decision. I can be good not with a need not to do something. I just don't have to. The acceptance of that, being able to let go of that, whatever terminology you use to be able to say, we're good. Let it go. I need more of that in my life. I don't have to push my agenda upon people thinking I know what's best. There's a new beginning here and I'm going to show you how. I don't need to do that. As things end, allow them to just end. Allow them to be what they are. Someone doesn't need to see that it's a new beginning about to happen. If they do, they'll see it. If you try to point it out to them, if you're like me, some of them will see it and appreciate that. Some of them won't see it and may have disdain for what you have to say. It's easy to walk away from a conversation like that. Unfortunately, at times it's been easy for me to walk away from that so much that I just walk away from the individual. I don't need to talk to them again. It's kind of like how I felt about this conversation with this person at work last night. And that may or may not happen. And I did take the opportunity to go back and thank him for the conversation. And I told him outright, I have a lot of work to do on changing. And his response was, oh, me and you both. I don't know if he said it to appease me, if he believed that, if he had that thought prior to me coming back to him, or any of that. Because if he didn't have that thought prior to, and I invoked it with him, and he believes that it's true, good for him. And if he's doing it out of egotism to try to act like something, then maybe unfortunate for his part of the journey today. Whatever that may be, I'm looking forward to this journey. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And I'm really happy with today. Looking forward to next time. Live in harmony with and use the bounty of the land to bring kindness to the world.